Well, this is going to be a nice, relaxed podcast.
Oh, this is going to be the best. It's fun. I'm all in. I just want to say 3 words right now. We made it. Week 1 is in the books. The 3Dynasteers are here. Nothing like Christmas in August or early September. I'm excited, guys. I mean, we have done so much planning and preparation. Who we think is going to do good, who we think is going to do bad, and we go out on a limb, and it might work, it might not.
Well, it worked for me. I don't know
Not
about
me.
Yeah, I'm not sure about everyone else here, but
Yeah, I mean, all you had to do was set it and Fournette it. I mean, that was pretty convenient for you.
It's in the name. I don't even pay attention to my lineup. You know, I just turn the knob, and whatever happens, happens. And the W's roll.
Humble.
We got Fournette. Start him. Defensive player, Fournette. Start him. That is easy as could be. You know, one thing that really blew me away this week, I couldn't fucking believe it, was just how few touchdowns there were. I thought, like, all of my players should have scored at least 4, and a couple of them scored 1.
You know, I think it was the top 5 wide receivers compiled, or maybe the top 7, and quarterbacks, and not 1 touchdown scored. You know, the projected.
Oh, the projected, like, top 5s?
The projected top ones for the week, and no touchdowns.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
It was tough. How'd David Johnson do?
Lit up.
Isn't he out for 2 months?
Yep, surgery. They're putting him on the IR, coming back.
Thank God for our season.
Hey, Bruce Arians was like, maybe we'll get him for Christmas. That'd be a nice present right after our fantasy playoffs. Kind of feels good not having to worry about him. Maybe AB will go down next.
You know what, Brandon? I don't appreciate that. AB will never go down. I'm not sure if you've seen him, but he trains with Mr. Odell, who trains with Mr. DeAndre Yedlin, name drop.
Oh, Yedlin's with them?
Who's that?
U.S. soccer star, Seattle native. You know, I just have to.
I'm kidding. I know who the hell it is.
Yedlin! Big fans of DeAndre Yedlin. Well, boys, all I can think about is these DA points. Who did well for me? Who didn't? Who did well for you and who didn't? And then Kelly's shit show of a performance. I'm sorry, the Smelly Waters shit show of a performance.
It was stinky this week.
Always bad.
Reeked.
I'm like super keyed in to all of this right now. Like, how are you guys feeling just coming off week 1? Like, feeling good about the season?
Yeah. Considering I lost and none of my players hit their projection, made me pretty happy.
Well,
JJ Watt got hurt too. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, but that was just like a broken bone
Finger.
coming through the skin. Nothing. He'll be back next week.
Was it really?
Nothing.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it was nothing. It's just, bone coming through the skin.
I thought he just dislocated his finger. That's fucked. That's gnarly.
Cam missed 4 passes wide open. It's great accuracy for an NFL quarterback, Cam Newton.
Yeah, good
Loving
Lord.
that, bro.
He finished with what, 54, 58%
Missed passes?
completion percentage last year.
What, negative rush yards? I don't know. 'Cause he didn't rush either.
Good Lord.
I mean, they bring in McCaffrey. They're not going to rush. They're just going to pass that off, dump it off.
I was excited for Cam Newton, and he didn't come through this week. I'm not going to lose faith in him. That's that.
And yet they won 23-3.
That's why he didn't do much.
So,
Well, I
He was
mean,
comfortable.
you don't got to run it against the 49ers. You don't got to put Cam out there. He doesn't have to try that hard. It's just let his people around him just practice.
exactly. That was a warm-up game for Cam Newton and company, in my opinion.
Bro, if you take Cam Newton out and Ezekiel Elliott, the 2 people I hate the most that my opponent Cam has on his team, Dalvin Cook, Minnesota, and Stephon Diggs, Minnesota, scored more than the rest of my team.
Just those two guys.
If you take out a few guys, yeah, it's sad. It's like 2-8, and I hate both of those players. And I was watching, hoping they wouldn't score like 18, and they definitely scored more than 18. But his Jimmy Graham didn't do shit because the Seahawks suck ass, and neither did Gronk, even though the Patriots don't suck ass, and neither did Tyler Eifert. Those are like the 3 of the top 5 tight ends, and they got 7.5 points combined. So it's just a shit show in my fucking game all around.
I think like the top 6 or 7 projected tight ends did like absolutely nothing this week.
Yeah, it was a horror show.
And then you got Austin Hooper stiff arming defenders into a new dimension.
Throwing 3-pointers. The hoopster.
Hooper.
Hooping.
He's a baller.
He's also got Matt Ryan, the guy I was playing, and that Hooper play didn't help me at all. Not even a little bit.
Not even?
No. So, yeah, lost the week. Good game to Cam, though. He did well. He made some right picks in the draft, obviously. So it's paying off for him.
Well, he better have made
to
some right
It's a
picks. He
billion
had like
picks.
1,000 picks to choose from.
Smart.
I mean,
It's something.
I don't agree with it, but it can be looked at as smart. It's working out here.
hey,
Got him a win on week 1.
True.
Good job.
preach. I'm honestly surprised Matt Ryan did some shit like I wasn't expecting it. I'm not a Matt
shows your
Ryan fan or
intelligence.
supporter.
All right.
He's aight.
Pass heavy. Pass heavy god, man.
He's definitely going to do something.
Especially with Austin Hooper.
Or Julio Jones.
Julio Jones. Yeah.
Julio Jones. I mean, that was a rough week 1 for you, Josh. You versus Cam, 88.1 to 132.8.
Yeah, not as bad as yours, though.
Stephon Diggs, 24.2 points.
How'd you do? Dack that pass up?
Wait, you got what? 88.1 points.
Yep.
I think I got like 120. Well, we just had the points readjusted back down, so let's go see what I had.
What a wonderful.
I think you had 119.8. You shitty fuck.
Oh, thank you. I just want to check on some hurt feelings real quick. Josh,
Didn't
how
we
are
have
you
a bet?
doing?
What was our bet?
Kareem Hunt?
No.
If my team beat Bender's Meat Parade, you would have to say my team is great. And I didn't. So according to you, they're not.
You forgot your end, right? Typical.
Hey,
Move on.
we'll just
That's
puff,
what
puff,
happens when
pass.
you lose a bet, right?
What was my side of the bet?
You don't want to talk about it, obviously.
Let's talk
You
about
gotta
it.
say your team's absolute trash. That's what it was. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta agree on it.
My defense was absolute trash. I mean, I'm looking at the Patriots. If I would have started a better defense, not
Emotional.
absolute-
Listen to him.
He doesn't want it. He
Emotional.
doesn't want to say it.
Yo, my team is not trash.
Emotional.
My team
Look at him.
is not trash. My team showed out for me. It proved to me that I am a fucking genius. I'm like the Bill Belichick of our league. Yeah, I might have gotten rid of some talent, but now I got me some Marshawn Lynch,
Because Bill Belichick
Bowling
moves up in the
over
4th to get Chris
defensive
Carson.
lineman.
That 11.7 Marshawn Lynch, running back 1.
Boom. Running
Chris
back
Carson.
one.
You
right?
moved up like Belichick to get Chris Carson, right?
Yo,
What did Chris Carson get?
Which running back looked the best for the Seahawks and had the most snaps for the Seahawks? Chris Carson, right?
Russell Wilson.
Chris Carson. He had like 27 snaps. Eddie Lacy had about like 7 snaps.
How'd that do for you, Chris?
Oh, he did great on my bench.
Eddie Lacy, how'd that do for you, Chris?
He's the future.
He drafts. He trades for the Mike Evans trade, then drops him, then spends a draft pick on him to get 0.3.
Yeah,
and
we
loses first week on him. On a
We've
flex
been
spot.
over this.
Good
We've
Lord have
we've
mercy.
beaten that
I'm
point.
telling you, that's
We've
rough.
beaten it down. That is rough.
I'm gonna mention it until he wins the league and
Okay.
shuts me up.
I think you'll be mentioning it.
I'm going to mention it until he trades me Eddie Lacy.
I'm pretty sure Josh
Oh.
Gordon gets brought up and my name gets brought up every single time.
It was in the preseason.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep mentioning this.
Yo,
Amongst a lot of other things.
I will now be the resident Josh Gordon owner, but the only difference between me and you is I didn't trade a future first-round pick for him.
And Tyler Lockett.
Flash Gordon.
And a 4th and a 5th
Yo.
for Josh Gordon.
But, I just looked at
On
how many
hype.
points Chris Carson got. he got more than double what Gronk got. So, and that's just a backup running back.
Dope.
Maybe we can talk to Gronk about catching balls in the end zone.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably not. He'll do fine. Not concerned with him.
Neither am I.
But I had a rough matchup against Jason Bender's Meatbag Parade. He pretty much had the Rams
Parade all over
defense
you.
with 37 points, Derek Carr with 30 as his two top scorers. I had Dak Prescott do some work, but he was thrown to Des Bryant, who was on the Meatbag Parade. I lost 119-136. I ain't even concerned. It's going to be a good year for me. I'll see y'all in the playoffs, probably the championship. I'm taking that bitch home. I'm rich. Give me some ones. If I wasn't broke, I'd be
You can tell he's the only one that believes you.
making
Yeah.
them rain right now.
Ty Montgomery, the 3-week prodigy.
Hey, you just wait.
Off
Three
waivers.
of
You just
16.
wait.
Guaranteed point weeks.
You guys know which running back had the most snap percentage share this week than any other running back? Hint, it was Ty Montgomery. He had 93%.
Robert Turbin.
Marlon Mack.
Peyton Hillis.
Oh, it was Peyton Hillis for sure. Tim Tebow was the fullback as well. No,
This
Ty
is the
Montgomery,
Jets.
though, he is going to do just fine. Don't worry. You guys are going to talk all this shit. You guys with great picks did nothing. And my nobody trash team outscored the both of y'all. So we'll see.
Is that what happened? You outscored me?
I did not outscore
Is
you.
this-
Yeah,
I
there's
did not
a lot
outscore
of
the
pocket
set it
there.
and for net it.
Holy moly.
I just
One
outscored.
second.
See how he
The
feels.
can.
You know?
I misspoke.
We definitely know how you feel, though.
Correct. I will see you in the championship, Andrew.
Yeah.
Josh, good luck getting that first pick. You're kind of like the Jets this year a little bit, though.
Little.
Andrew, how'd your week go?
Well, my week went just as planned, as always. I'd like to mention real quick that Deshaun Kaiser outscored both quarterbacks on both the teams in my matchup, Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, 2 top 5 ranked.
2 letdowns.
So that's
Deshaun Mustard.
just Deshaun Mustard.
The Kaiser of mustards.
Oh my god,
He's a bun
I like
type.
it.
I love
like it.
burgers on a Kaiser bun.
He kind of looks German.
He kind of looks German.
That kind of, you know.
But he's the opposite of a German because Germans are all about that blitzkrieg, and he's all about getting an average sack time of 3.7 seconds.
Hey, that's fine with me. That's
Hey.
3.7 seconds that he'll be able to run next time and not put his head down into tackles. That'd be nice as
He's
well.
a baller, though, right?
He is.
He's still-
Touchdown.
Still
for
playing
Deshaun
college ball.
Kaiser. Danny Woodhead on my bench, but now out
Out.
for 46 weeks. My
And then he's going to come back, play a
Broken
half.
confidence or what?
Yeah, so, my week pretty much went basic. Besides that, everyone that needed to score scored. Leonard Fournette, first game, went 23.9 points, my top scorer, touchdown. Looked like an absolute legend out there already.
Top scorer of the matchup. I mean, Scott was so confident he was going to beat you. He didn't even start one of his 2 defensive players. He was like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll just put Aqib Talib out there and get 0.5 points from 2 positions.
And remember, he had
Maya.
his buddy draft for him.
He had the
On
draft
Denver,
announcer.
Yet still could not bring himself to play to defend. I mean, it's not important to him.
Hey,
Points.
that's a scrub move. If there's more scrubs in the league paying money, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Scott, you're not usually making scrub moves, but, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and lastly, Odell Beckham not playing this week, so even without him, still able to easily handle.
I mean, I'm looking at his bench, like trying to think, like, okay, who could he drop to get another defensive player, a starter, somebody to get you points on a week? The first thing that comes to my mind is Andy Dalton, who had minus 8.5 points. Like, you got
Yeah, Eifert didn't catch anything.
Well, but he wouldn't even had to drop anyone because that spot's open. It would have been he would have been able to bring him in on a free.
Scott thinks he's filthy and just
So,
thought he could win without
I don't know what he was
it,
thinking.
and
Hey, it's
yeah.
confidence. That's a high level of
I
confidence.
don't know. I'm assuming he could have been busy. Who knows?
Eh,
He's my competitor, so fuck him.
It's
He's
football.
a scrub.
Who's busier than football?
Yo,
yeah,
I'm with you,
week
bro.
1, all
Come
I've
on
thought
now.
about 6 months for 6 months has been football in the draft.
Likewise.
all that good shit. But Andrew, you're the only one out of the three of us with a win for the weekend.
Yep, W onto the stat line.
Congratulations, sir. Hopefully next week in your matchup, that'll work out well for you.
Fingers always crossed, but for me, I'm just happy to be here.
All right.
I have a question. How do you do it?
What's your secret?
What sauce do you put on?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say the
Campfire sauce?
the spicy waiver wire sauce.
Ooh.
And we'll leave it at that.
Is that the Szechuan sauce?
I need some of that, Brandon. What do you get that?
That's the extra Szechuan.
Yo, I'm about that non-fat ranch. I need players that don't have those extra pounds on their bodies.
I just want a W1, please.
Just one. There are some other teams here. I mean, we had Tim Cassette and the team that shall not be named up against Smelly Kelly Waters, and it went over exactly
absolute blowout.
how you thought it would.
Gracious almighty.
40 points for Matt Stafford, fucking 48 points for Kareem
Matt
Hunt.
Stafford.
Yo, first pass of the year, pick 6.
Give me Matt Stafford.
Yo, I'll take him. People are sleeping on him. I'll take the fuck out of Matt Stafford.
I'll take Kenny
Didn't
Galladay.
you take Stafford last year?
Yeah,
I had him. Yeah, last year I had
How'd
a
that
Dak
do for you?
Prescott Stafford rotation. Not too bad. Stafford finished top 12, I believe, and Dak was top 6.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It was
You went with Dak
serviceable.
over Stafford?
I absolutely went with Dak over Stafford because he's a rookie, and so he counted towards that, and he is a god.
Yeah.
And you can Dak that pass up.
But Kareem Hunt as well. Gracious.
I look over at Kelly's roster, and I just kind of want to kill myself. I mean, really, does anybody have a sword? Like, I will stab myself and commit seppuku on behalf of Kelly. Allen Robinson
Gone.
just couldn't stand being on his team. Had to get that ACL torn to just sit out. Couldn't be associated with Smelly Waters.
He wanted to leave it to Fournette.
Understandable.
He's gonna buy a Run Fournette shirt while he's out. I already know it.
I don't know if Kelly did this on purpose, but he actually started the Jaguars defense against Houston. Might have been smart. It was. He got 35 points out that bitch. MVP of this matchup between the team that shall not be named and Smelly Waters. It is a member of the team that shall not be named. It's actually Kelly Waters himself.
Always the MVP.
He is the MVP of the matchup, and the team that shall not be named can thank him so much for really giving it his all.
I second that.
Kelly, you're
Special person.
a very special person. As we go along here, we have the Bo versus Chris matchup. Or as we call it, the Dukes of Hazzard versus Seattle's Second Harvest.
Or I'd like to say Eddie Lacy versus the world.
Oh,
That's my new.
who won?
Well, not Eddie Lacy.
Aaron Rodgers lost to Mariota 1-on-1 too.
It's a tough matchup.
That's got to be a first.
Yo, Mariota though was looking
Impressive.
good. He was looking good, and Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he threw a pick. He threw a pick to a D lineman.
Crazy, right? We gave him that business for sure.
Yeah, and then Jeremy Lane also gave him that business for sure.
He didn't even punch him, dude.
Got called for a phantom punch.
He gave him a dominant forearm. Stop messing with me. I'll eat your lunch. That's what he gave him. I'm serious. Did you see it? It's exactly what happened. The guy pushed him. He ripped him down, threw him, mounted him, and fucking put his forearm on his chin and was like, dude, I'm like, really?
You want some of this?
I'll eat your fucking lunch.
Yo, he got
dude.
his face mask pulled down.
I'm
Of
telling you,
course
it's-
you're gonna beast up on that.
Fucking hell.
Not
that
a
dude,
question.
Pass on.
You know,
that.
Bo only started one running back, and he did shitty, so he won with 4 receivers and a tight end.
I mean, that's not too outlandish if you don't have 2 worthwhile running backs.
It's just not easy to do always.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Golden Tate helped him out, get 30% above projection.
Golden Tate had a great game.
about.
You know why Golden Tate's doing good is because Kenny Galladay lets him get in the slot. I saw a stat that Golden Tate was in the slot 86% of the snaps in week 1, and last year overall he was only in the slot 26%. I mean, he played the slot for the Hawks. That's what he had the most success in Detroit when Calvin was there playing the slot over there. Now he's back in his home.
Yeah, that seems to be his natural fit. You know, he's built for that slot, in my opinion. Yeah, I never saw him, you know, as I think most people never saw him as an outside receiver.
No.
A true outside receiver.
No. Not as the supposed one, and then not with Marvin Jones,
too
who's
much
also just a
creativity.
supposed one. Yeah, he's not going to get it done, but
Martellus Bennett didn't get it done.
Jamison Crowder didn't get it done.
He got hurt.
Crowder did?
Yeah, didn't he early?
Nah, I don't think so.
I swear I seen him get hurt. Maybe not. I don't know. He didn't do shit though. After it was like on a run. It was on a kickoff return or something like that.
I must have
I
missed
wouldn't
that.
doubt that, but still nothing.
3 catches for 14 yards, not cutting it. I mean, shit. Joey Bosa got 6 points.
Yeah,
That ain't bad. You can rock with that.
Bosa's a beast though.
Did Chris actually start Eddie Lacy?
He
He
did.
got 0.3,
0.3 points, my friend.
Not a good showing
He's
versus the world.
losing on that player, and he lost one of the best receivers in the game to him. I'm still confused because he seems like he makes good choices, and he like had a decent draft. And
You
it's
know,
like,
I really
understand
like
how he
Chris as
gave
a
away-
person.
How'd he give away Mike Evans when he's doing all this stuff?
I
It's-
just
it's
don't
confusing
see how
me.
you can say that and then think that he makes good choices. Like
That's my point. Well,
question
no,
his
I've
judgment.
again, if I didn't know he gave away Mike Evans, I'd look at the rest of it and I'd say that it's pretty decent. It's not the worst, you know. It doesn't look like he's confused, you know.
I
And
just-
then all of a sudden, number 1 receiver gone for nothing. What? I'm
For
confused.
nothing.
It's
And I can't
crazy.
agree with anyone that starts Austin Hooper on the bench. I can't.
I mean, he does
had
have
Kelsey.
Travis
He
Kelsey.
had Kelsey.
He had Kelsey.
Don't
which-
even say that
He's
name.
also got a flex spot where he
Who?
put Eddie Lacy.
Who?
Wait, hold on. I don't
So-
know anybody that plays 2 tight ends in a week. One in the
Hold on.
flex and one on the tight end spot. Who do we know that does that?
Hold on, Andrew. We're gonna curve that question.
Uh-huh.
Can you say the tight end name that he did start?
Kelsey.
Okay.
Nice.
You learned.
Am I
I'm
right?
just making sure, yeah.
Okay, good.
Now back to the important
was
things.
wrong
Like,
for
who
sure.
starts 2 tight ends?
I do.
I would.
Hey,
I'd start Hooper and Kelsey.
I give you shit, but you had the right 2 to start. I mean,
Yeah.
Eifert
I
and
don't
Gronk,
think very many
solid.
people would argue unless they knew Andy Dalton was going to
Oh my God.
wake up in a nightmare.
You want to know how many targets for Tyler Eifert this week?
Oh.
2.
Uno.
Oh, he only got 1 and caught it.
Did he catch it?
Well, he got points.
Oh, okay.
Mm,
Yeah. 1 target.
good for him.
Makes me nauseous.
1 catch.
He's no good. That's why, right?
He's
It's
just.
like Jimmy Graham.
Minus
throw to that guy?
8.8 points for Andy Dalton.
It's.
Terrible game.
Dude,
People
his
there,
best player.
his own fans were throwing trash at him as he was walking off the field, saying,
he's-
"Wish we had Carson Palmer." That was like 5 years ago.
Carson Palmer.
That
He
would
didn't
make
do
me-
much
that
better.
would make me
Jesus.
sad for sure.
Could you imagine being told that you're not good as the guy that's fucking like 15 years older than you, retired?
Carson Palmer's hella good though. Hold on.
No, he is
Put some
good.
respect on his name.
I'll put some respect on his name, but I mean he's not that much better.
I see Andrew Dalton as a guy that is still young, so it's his first game of the year. It's not on him.
I think that this first game had a lot of outliers and a lot of random craziness.
It was-
not very many touchdowns.
Yeah.
And
That's what's great about week 1.
It's ridiculous.
Nobody knows what the fuck's gonna happen. What teams are gonna be better? Like
Chris's team didn't come to protection at all besides his quarterback.
no, and I mean the Rams did better than everybody thought. I mean, yeah, they were playing against the fucking heartless and soulless Colts, but I mean, to do that well, nobody projected that. Not even me. And I'm a god.
Not even Todd Gurley.
Oh, speaking of the Rams and fellow Ram lovers, how about the matchup this week? Week number 1. 1 girl, 1 cup versus the owner that now doesn't have David Johnson.
Which I called.
Yeah.
That's rough.
A lot of flyers in that game.
Fucking a lot of hopes and dreams in that game.
Adam's trash.
Seconded. You know, Hunter Henry.
I count on that though.
First round draft pick. Cooper Kupp on the bench.
On the bench. A lot of faith.
17 points.
I mean, what I don't get is, I mean, it's one thing, Scott didn't start a player and that position produced 0 points. Adam started a player, Hunter Henry, and that position gave him 0 points. I don't know who's worse there for that.
I'm telling you, bro, it's Adam.
Hunter Henry targets 0.
Not even a target. It's not like he dropped the ball that hit him in the numbers.
Blocking only this game, Hunter.
Hey, trading tight ends.
Goodness gracious.
Just let me know.
Standard leagues are dropping everywhere.
Be careful because our NFL commissioner actually has a tight end on the bench who just so happened to have a bye week in week 1. O.J. Howard.
Oh, O.J.
Sitting on the bench.
I know. He's going to break his leg.
Don't put that evil on him.
I didn't get him. I wanted him in the draft, and he took him from me, so I think he's going to break his leg now.
Oh, so
it's logical.
Don't put that evil.
Positive thinking.
Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. OJ, long, healthy career. And you're going to do well against everybody except Josh. How about that? Is that better than an injury? Or just, fuck him? Do you want to commit seppuku for him?
It's for Adam and his team.
So Adrian Peterson also left on the bench.
Yo, Adrian Peterson didn't do a goddamn thing.
1.8 points.
Nothing. I think that's probably what I was most surprised about Monday Night Football. It's like, how are you going to go get a future Hall of Famer, do nothing with him? Did you see the moment where, Adrian Peterson's walking behind his coach? He gets all fucking pissed and, big eyes him. He's like, hey, coach. And you see the coach, turn around, look at him, and then just kind of, brush him off and, keep walking and, shake his head. And AP then just kind of, looks a little defeated, man.
New Orleans coach?
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Jesus.
Oh, it's going to be a great dynamic.
That's hilarious.
But, I mean, AP had to know that's what he was getting himself into. Why are you going? No, they don't run the fucking ball. It's Drew
Very
Brees.
much, yeah. They haven't proven to in the past.
Best running back they've ever had is Darren Sproles.
No, man, you're freaking Reggie Bush. Come on, where are you?
Hey, Reggie. Ray J hit it first. Fuck. Well, winner of this game, it was a little closer. Adam, 1 girl, 1 cup over the juggernaut, former champion, now 0-1, to 116.8 to 108.2. Overall, good week 1. I'm psyched because week 2 is right around the corner. And when I'm looking at week 2, for me, I have a much easier matchup. Matter of fact, I might even have the easiest matchup. I'm up against the Meat Sweats with Matt Ryan, Isaiah Crowell, Dalvin Cook.
I just lost to the easiest matchup then.
Well, I mean...
Did you say that on purpose? Are you being passive or are you just... What?
I'll be really direct. I don't even consider you a matchup. So out of the other 10 teams that are matchups, this would be the easiest matchup.
Just dack that pass up, guys.
I don't agree with that.
Dack it up, baby.
I do not agree with that.
No, I know. I don't either. It's because it's all smelly. Smelly Kelly Waters is the one. He's not the matchup. I'll get him soon, probably twice this year. But I got Cam, and honestly, I'm not too concerned. Diggs isn't going to do what he did last time. Devontae Adams is not the truth. Dalvin Cook he'll get work.
Jimmy Graham against San Francisco.
That'll be feasting all day long. I just hope we can get up and the Hawks can get up early enough and just run the ball down their throats. Only notable thing about my team besides every other player is the fact that I'm putting in the freak, Tariq Cohen, over Rawls. And that's only because I'm a diehard Hawks fan. I kept Rawls. He's going to be healthy, but more importantly, he's going to be playing against a shitty fucking San Francisco team.
Yeah, you should be excited about that.
I mean, I'll be excited watching him from my bench, but I don't want him to get pulled. I mean, Chris Carson is the future of that backfield, so I'm all in. Once he has established it, I'll start him, but until then, Tariq Cohen is going to beast up and be an amazing pass-catching running back.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good for at least a couple games more. he's got to be careful with how he runs.
With being 5'6".
With being
Reaching the
5'6".
height requirement to ride this NFL ride, or
He might not be able to ride a ride, but he's tall enough
or
to get a fucking
reach
huge
the
paycheck.
fucking
He's a
peanut
monster,
butter on the
but-
top shelf.
Yo, he could probably put some moon boots on and just bounce around.
We didn't ask if he could jump that high. I'm sure he could jump that high.
He's an athletic freak, bro. He's
He also
5'6".
could hide in a locker.
But have you seen him without his shirt on? Dude is yoked. He's like 180 pounds, 5'6". He weighs more than you and you're 6'4".
That's accurate. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Like he's
Not really because he's an athlete, but yeah.
I mean, he's this little wrecking ball. When you see his feet run in highlights, it looks like he's got tracers on his feet. He's sped up and everybody else is moving slow. But me versus Cam. Cam, put some money down, son. We'll see what happens.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
Now you got your matchup here, Andrew. You got to be shaking in your little booties.
Am I?
You should be. More than anybody.
Oh, that's right. I have Tim. Okay. You know what? When I see someone who's starting Lamar Miller, that all goes away. All the shaking. Because I know I'm just going to watch someone fall at the 2-yard line after 40-yard runs. So I'm not too worried. My lineup is pretty much going to stay the exact same. I will be starting Alshon most likely over CJ this week based on matchups. But, the strong front of Wilson, Fournette, Brown, Baldwin, and Odell should come through for me. Odell has Detroit.
If Odell's
Monday
out,
night.
who are you going to put in there for
He's
him?
not going to be out. He's fine.
Well, if.
I saw him warming up before Sunday. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's
Did
fine.
you see him wincing in pain as he planted?
Yeah, he
And then he went to his coach and was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, that week he's good.
Well, I hope he is. I mean, he's a fucking great player to
I'll just
watch.
start Danny Woodhead instead.
Mm. Have that faith.
Wait, didn't he get hurt? Oh yeah, that's right.
No, Odell's gonna play. I'm not worried. It's a Monday night game. He's got an extra day as well. So
Yeah, he'll be in
it's,
there.
Yeah.
He's going to get paid more if he gets more eyes on him. And it's apparent that the fucking wide receiver core of the Giants can't do anything without him in there. Kareem Hunt's not going to do what he did last time. Jack Doyle has nobody throwing him the ball. Emmanuel Sanders has another nobody throwing him the ball. Keenan Allen is lucky he's still got his ACL attached. Really, the only thing he's got going for him is LaShawn McCoy. So if he's held down, you should be all right. But we'll see. 2 winning records, 1-0.
Yeah, I expect to go to 2-0. So it should be a good one.
It's
Is there any juicy matchups you see? Like potentially Antonio versus someone, or maybe Seattle versus San Francisco.
Well, I mean Antonio against Minnesota, but again, I put Antonio over anyone.
I mean,
It's
you-
not
nobody-
even a
it
problem.
doesn't
Anyone
matter.
that stands out to you
Baldwin-
that you
Baldwin
want to
against
see
San
next
Francisco?
week? You're excited for him at San Francisco?
You should
Oh,
be.
dude. And then every week Fournette, if he's going to be getting
Without a doubt, he's a new guy and
Yeah.
he's doing great for you.
if he's going to be getting 26 carries a game, which I hope that
He
is
probably will.
limited a little bit.
Well, they won,
Yeah, that's an understatement too. Yeah.
so
If-
they're probably going to repeat.
If this
Yeah.
offseason has shown us anything, it's that the front office and head coach of the Jaguars hate Blake Bortles and are giving him every opportunity to fuck it up.
Especially by allowing Allen Robinson to get hurt. So
Allen Hurns saved the team.
Brian Walters,
Brian-
here we go.
Big
Hey.
Walt, that's why you drafted him. You knew this was happening.
I told you.
You
Hey.
knew it. He's going to come in. He's going to catch at least one pass this year for sure.
Keelan Cole.
Who's feeling?
Keelan Cole. Coming up.
Bro.
Who is Keelan Cole?
Deep sleepers, bro. He's on
Alert,
his deep
alert.
sleeper
Hey.
tip.
Yeah, he's still
He's talking about wide receivers.
he's still in bed.
He's the 6 god.
Let's see what he's projected to get 6.5.
Andrew, the 6 god. Looking at wide receivers, 6s out here.
You know, someone's got to find him.
This is how deep
I'll
he
let
went.
you do that.
Here's what his thing says on ESPN. Who is Cole, you ask? He's the NFL's first Kentucky Wesleyan player and registered a 97-yard touchdown in preseason play. Kentucky Wesleyan, what is that, like a D7 school?
No, that's a D2, sir. As,
my God.
As one step below. So he's up there.
He-
Probably just a rough kid.
Life.
That's what we're going to go
Rough
with.
life kid.
But apparently he is a scouted freak, notable.
Good enough to get paid in the NFL.
Passes the eye test. from
Not good enough to be on
someone
my
else.
fantasy bench. We'll see. Hey, they got to make something happen out there because they got no pass catchers right now besides Brian Walters.
Exactly. So I'm liking that.
That'll work great.
Shout out B Walt.
Shout out B Walt. I mean, that'll be a good matchup. It'll be fun to see. Next, we have Westside J versus the Dukes of Hazzard.
Not worried. I win. End of story.
Just like that. Signed, sealed, delivered.
Come on, man. What's the guy got to worry about with that squad?
Golden Tate?
That's all he's got. He's got like Jay Ajayan. Like, come on, man.
It is a gross roster.
No, I would definitely be taking your squad over his in this one.
I would too, without
especially matchup
a doubt. Yo, you've got so far one of my favorite receivers of the year, Cole Feasting. Cole Beasley.
I'll trade him, but not for lightly.
Gillisley? No, I'm joking.
Stop.
I'm joking.
No, he's worth way more than Gillisley.
Get out of here.
Stop it.
Don't
boy.
even.
I stop.
You
Look,
stop.
I'll tell you one thing that
Gillis who?
Beasley got that Gillisley doesn't. Best catch of the year. Did you guys see that shit? I know you saw
What,
that
last
shit.
year? Oh,
No,
last
Sunday Night
just-
Football.
just
No, I
recently,
didn't.
yeah.
Really?
What? You didn't see it?
Oh my
No.
god.
He like juggles it going backwards. It goes over his back. He reaches behind his back on the numbers and catches the ball like Odell, like all around it, like this. And they say that he like pinned it up against his back, but I don't think he did. I just think he like just snatched that shit out of midair like this. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
He's playing like that.
Athleticism.
Then he like twinkle toe tapped both feet in 3 times to make sure he got the first down. And he got it and got out of bounds.
Cole Feasting.
Hello? He's not hungry. He's feasting.
Aaron Rodgers scares me a little.
Just because ATL is going to be a shootout, but, I mean, Aaron is going to do
True.
just fine. He did just fine against us, the
I
Hawks.
think that Bo should drop Aaron Rodgers like Olivia Munn did.
Oh.
Get him.
That's hard.
Get
Going
him.
hard in the paint there.
Get
It's not
him.
anymore. Yo, Sammy Watkins, sleeper alert.
Sammy.
What was he picked up like round?
It doesn't matter when he was picked up. He's still
17?
Sammy Watkins. He didn't drop because he doesn't have talent. He dropped because everybody thought Jared Goff would be garbage, but he actually looks decent.
Dreadlocks.
But in a good Rams win in week 1, he gets 8.3 points.
He had
8.3.
8.3 points.
That's it's. I want to. How do I get that guy?
5
I'm
of 5
kidding,
targets.
man.
He got all of them. He's gonna have to do better,
Hey,
but
how did
sleeper alert.
How did Yaktown's own DeAndre Dropkins do?
He actually
Yeah,
led
he
the
did
team in
alright.
targets with
Okay.
16.
Yeah, he
Okay.
had 16 targets.
He caught 7 of them because those are the
For
only ones that he
Stonehands.
could. He didn't drop many.
7
But he
is
had
under half.
had
Let's
Tom
be
Savage.
clear. Let's be clear.
I wouldn't even say that Tom Savage was throwing him the ball.
Dropkins
Oh,
with
God.
under 50%.
You know what? The first
Reception.
thing.
Still got the touchdown though.
One of the first things we saw on Red Zone was him getting hit straight in the hands
Really?
and missing the
Oh,
ball.
fuck.
It was just like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
all over again.
It was this guy. You know, everybody gets off to a slow start. That's fine. He finished with a touchdown. Most promising thing about Hopkins, he's got a decent quarterback that wants to feed him the ball now.
16 targets.
And
yeah.
so I'll take that. You're gonna catch 7 out of 16. Do better, you
A lot of
brick-handed
people will
fuck.
take that. Too bad that who's it called didn't for Kareem Hunt. Oh well. What do he offer you? Like 6
I didn't
first
officially-
rounds in Hopkins? You wanted 6-year first rounds in Hopkins or something?
7. And
Did he really?
yeah, and then he was like,
What
but
was the offer?
I wouldn't commit.
What was the offer?
He said, if you were to offer me next year's first and the following year's first
2 in a row.
and DeAndre Hopkins, because I have to get something for this year, then I'd still have to think about it.
Right.
At that point, I knew I wasn't getting Kareem Hunt
This
before.
guy's literally
and this was
on the guy
before
the
week
guy's
1.
cock inserted into him while he's saying
Hey,
this.
he had all the
Like,
reasons to
sitting
be
all
hyped
up
about
on
Kareem
him.
Hunt.
What?
Just squirting the
Individual
lube
talent
on.
and the best possible
Just
team for a running
wild.
back
He
to be
wants
on.
2 first rounds and DeAndre Hopkins.
2
Yeah,
Kareem
count his
Hunts
phone.
and DeAndre Hopkins.
Right?
That's
I was
what
like,
you just said.
That's crazy.
crazy.
You know, in a sense.
Which I traded Hopkins for basically a 2 and a 4 and Stephon Diggs. That's how I got Hopkins from him last year. So I would have traded Diggs a 2
So
a
hold
4.
on. You
and
traded
2 first rounds.
hold on. You traded a 2nd round and a 4th round and Stephon Diggs
to get Hopkins.
just to get DeAndre Hopkins.
That was a good
last year.
trade.
That was a good trade. Thank you. Because the talent for Hopkins is there. He is a top talented wide receiver in
For
this
sure.
league. For sure.
He's
Without a doubt, right?
situational.
Without a doubt, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. No, yeah.
Top talent.
I wouldn't.
Yes.
Say top
Yeah,
I'm
you-
saying
you-
yes.
yeah,
Josh is
absolutely.
silent over here.
How could you
Josh
say?
is-
How could the hell in your guys' right mind could you say DeAndre Hopkins is the top 10 wide receiver?
Well,
in
he
the
passes that eye test.
NFL? What
of-
top 10 wide receivers in the NFL? You're gonna put DeAndre Hopkins in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top 10, I would take. Yes.
Yeah. Top
Yeah.
5? No.
Yeah.
Top 10? Yes.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
top 5. No.
If
All
you
right.
give any of the
Alrighty.
if you give Hopkins any of the top 5 wide receivers, if you give him their quarterbacks, any one of them, I'd be willing to say he could be top 5. But he's had nobody throw a fucking ball for the last 3 years. How can you get yards?
What was his reception percentage? 46.
I mean, what was his catchable
16
ball percentage?
16 targets.
percentage?
Would make 8 half, and he caught 7.
Again, if he dropped those 9,
Did
Then-
he? How many did he drop?
I don't
Well, remember,
know.
they were playing from behind, so I'm sure he was getting just bombed with throws. I mean, like overthrown.
I mean, how many of those were catchable balls? He's
Hopkins
got Tom
is trash.
Savage and fucking a rookie throwing him. He'll do just fine. Don't worry. He'll finish a wide receiver 1 this year, and I believe he's already top 10 at his position. Actually, if I go look at player ranking right now, he's 11. Pardon me.
right there.
Excuse me.
Not top 10. My point solidified.
By point
Stats.
one.
What about Brandon Cooks? Do you think he's
Stats.
top 10?
Right now,
Just do you think he's top 10?
he has the potential to be.
What's that answer?
Do you not know what the words mean or what?
I mean, I think that Hopkins is top 10.
I think that Cooks is better than Hopkins.
Oh, you're just crazy now.
Okay.
You're absolutely wild. Really?
All right.
Like, really? You think? I know you've had him on your team, so you've bought into him for years.
I like
You've
the
had him
player.
since a rookie.
I would take his situation over Hopkins.
If you had to choose right
Kinda
now
fits into it,
between
right?
Hopkins and Cooks, given their current situation, everything wild, just like everything,
Uh-huh.
would you rather have Cooks or Hopkins?
If I could take one off, if your team
You're
or one
stealing-
off his, I'd take Brandon Cooks right now.
Really?
100%.
You know who else would?
He's got Tom Brady throwing him the ball.
You know who
You know,
else would
I
take?
probably
You know
would
who
too.
else would take Brandon Cooks? Bill Belichick and Tom Brady when they scouted him and went and bought him when Hopkins was probably available.
Now, if you take quarterbacks aside
Wait,
and team
hold on.
situations aside, would if you were constructing a roster,
Correct.
would you rather have Brandon Cooks or DeAndre Hopkins?
I would take DeAndre Hopkins
Bingo.
on a blank squad.
Better
Okay.
player,
If I didn't know who was going to be the quarterback.
Cooks in a better situation.
So now, when you know Tom Brady's the quarterback,
Yeah,
who
that's-
will you choose?
That's why I said I would take
Again,
Brandon Cooks.
that's-
100%.
You would take
That's
Brandon Cooks
where
with
we
a
started.
good quarterback.
100%.
What,
Why
what about
wouldn't
the
you
same
choose
quarterback?
Hopkins if he has a good quarterback and he could be the god receiver?
No, if DeAndre Hopkins had a good quarterback,
Let's talk
I would
same-
take him over Brandon
same
Cooks.
quarterback.
So who would you choose if they both had Tom Brady?
DeAndre Hopkins.
So then, okay, so you
Boom.
guys both
Well, say it again for me now. Who would you choose
Go ahead.
if they
Boom.
both had
Say it
Tom
again.
Brady?
DeAndre Dropkins.
Okay, so boom, right? So both of you disagree with Bill Belichick then.
I
First
don't know.
off-
He couldn't have got Hopkins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows? He
If he
traded a
could've, he
defensive
should've.
player
He could have
for
got
him.
Hopkins?
He traded
I
a
don't know.
defensive player for him.
He might not even
So
want to leave.
I don't think that the Texans needed that defensive player that the worst team in the defensive team in the NFL needed.
We should look that up.
I also think that
Should look up
Tom
if
Brady
Hopkins was
would
available.
probably rather have Brandon Cooks because he's a
he
speedster.
wants a
and
worse
replaces
no, because he
that
wants a
outside.
worse
He's
receiver.
that deep threat.
Exactly.
He's that deep threat.
He'd rather have a worse receiver overall. I mean, duh, right? If he had two options, he'd choose the worst one to specialize him, right?
We're gonna.
To specialize himself, yeah.
Just saying. That's how you guys are saying. To me, so
He's going to
we
run
can
those
agree to
routes better than
disagree.
Hopkins, so, you know.
Oh,
He's
you guys
quicker.
are-
Smaller speed
Deep
guy.
routes. Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna get deep, and that's the way Tom
That's
likes
how
it,
you
I
guys
guess.
feel. All I know is they scouted him and grabbed him from Drew Brees.
For the
and
record, I like both the receivers extremely a lot. But
The stats middleman. Yo, DeAndre Hopkins over Brandon Cooks all fucking day.
it's a great
Any day.
argument.
It
It's
is,
a
right?
great actual
Because you have
argument,
like
to be honest.
you have
All
a
mine.
talented wide receiver in a great position, and you have an extremely talented wide receiver in a shit position.
How funny.
Oh, but deep off track here. You're not worried at all next week about
I wouldn't
the
be if I
meat
was
sweats.
him. He
It should be an easy W.
Done
It
said
should
that
be. I
already.
think
It
by
should be
20.
an easy W.
I think it's a break 140 definitely. For
If
for
my players want to
Westside.
actually eat their
if they
Wheaties,
show up,
if it Andy Dalton has gotta
you never
be-
know, man.
be there or
You
not be
never
there.
know.
One of
Everyone
the
makes
two.
their
you know.
projections. Mine didn't work out week 1. That's the way it works.
right?
Gracious.
It's gonna be tough. I'm excited for Adam versus Scott
Adam and Scott.
for no other reason than the fact that Adam just got married. Shout out.
The love affair continues.
And Scott called him out in the best man speech, saying that he was bad at fantasy football. He really could have laid into him. He chose to go nice, but he just was commenting on how bad Adam is as a fantasy football owner, and I agree. I just hope he can back that up. Who you got in this?
Back that pass up.
Dack it up.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Adam. I think in this one, to be honest,
Cooper Kupp?
taking that Cooper Cup start. Mike Evans will be back.
What if Cooper Kupp is on the bench?
Well, I have to rethink my whole thing.
It looks
I
like
don't know.
Cooper Kupp is currently benched, and I know that Adam has adjusted his roster because he put Mike Evans in off of his bench because he was on a week 1 bye. Actually, we were just talking about it a little while ago, talking about O.J. Howard. Mike Evans was right next to him on the bench. While we've been talking about this, Adam has put him in.
Has he really?
He has. Mike Evans in.
News update.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Jesus.
Adam's team really has to shit the bed to lose this one.
Yeah. T.Y. Hilton has no one throwing to him.
Nobody.
Tyreek Hill has to go for 50.
Again.
Or
He
20,
could.
30.
He
went for
could.
30, whatever. But
He's kind of fast. Speedster.
no.
Greg Olsen is old and washed up. You heard it here. Melvin Gordon surprised me on Monday Night Football. No lie. I'll say it. I have no faith in him.
Does Hunter Henry get a target, though? That's the question.
Don't sleep on Hunter Henry.
Well, I'm going to because apparently his quarterback is. So until he gets a target, I'm sleeping on him for sure.
No, he'll get his.
He should.
Against the Miami defense, I think he'll be okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Should be a good one. I'm going to stay tuned into it. I hope they have a bet amongst each other. They should. Because if they don't, they're pussies. And then final matchup next week. Well, not final one, but we got Juggernaut and Kelly Waters. Juggernaut, Hatch. I mean, I really don't have anything to say. You know, he actually didn't come up for the wedding. So he missed the wedding and he missed the draft. So
Splendid.
What a guy.
what a guy. And
I don't know him, so.
I don't really either. But come to the draft, man. You should have just come to the draft. It would all be fine. His team doesn't look intimidating at all. He now has David Johnson and Andrew Luck on the IR. Oh, God, that hurts.
And Kevin White.
Oh, just
can you say karma for not showing up for either? Maybe I
that's-
don't know. You never know.
that's as hard a karma as you can get.
You never know. He did pay already, so
Hey, we need people like that in the league.
Yes, we do.
Suckers.
Pay up front and ignore it, please.
Thank you. And
everyone sees me.
the best
think
thing,
I'm a sucker, so I have to call them all suckers. I don't give a fuck.
We know otherwise, Josh.
hey, you don't got a bad team. They just didn't show up at all for week 1.
Again, week 1 is always crazy. This one happened to be
It's a new one
to
in
the
the
fucking
books.
max. So
Mark my words, I'm not worried at all.
Hey, we'll see. I wonder if fucking Smelly Waters is gonna upload a picture. Like, you're making gifts. You're not finding. You're making gifts every single week for your team.
Well, editing. We'll say editing.
You're making gifts. You are a creator of original content.
Which I can appreciate that. Thank you
you
so
taught
much.
me how to do it. I did it.
Hey,
I think if everyone in the league did it, it'd be really fun.
if you don't have
Be a
fun,
good, you know.
what are you doing? Right.
Yeah.
Smelly Waters can't even upload a fucking picture once.
It might be beyond his
When-
capability level with
He's been there.
computers.
He's been with us for like 2-3 years at least, or maybe the whole. Like, he's been with the league for.
Has he been with us, or has he been with us, or been with us?
He's been with us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hey,
Hey.
I love the way you wear that unicorn T-shirt that says "I suck at fantasy football."
I just replaced fantasy football with other things.
Hey, hey! Shout out to it being 2017.
And it's all good.
It is.
I'm so disappointed in Joe Mixon.
I'm not. I tried to get him.
I am so disappointed in
It looked
him.
like you tried to get Leonard Fournette.
You could have gotten Mixon.
You know what? I tried to trade him, right? I tried to trade him. I tried to trade him Gillisley and C.J. Anderson
Oh, man.
For Joe
a
Mixon.
25-point
Wow.
running back and a 13-point running back.
You really
for
knocked his socks off with that trade offer, didn't you?
Hey,
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Mixon's in a crowded backfield with a shitty situation right now. And
That's the
those
truth.
two running backs are starters producing, and his team is absolute trash. So if he does want to play and win this year, then
Yeah.
he might actually made a wrong choice. But, I mean, you can waiver people like Gillisley and Anderson. You can get lucky here and there. So
Mixon's the future for sure.
if he wants to keep his dynasty value, he's got to keep Mixon, but he definitely would be gaining value this year if he went with those two backs. Like, look at his team; it's trash.
well, I'm going for the championship, so truthfully, it would probably hurt me more than it would do
It'd
good
be
for me
dumb
this
for you
year.
to go get
Yeah,
Mixon.
this year.
There's
I
no
mean, you'd
reason
be
to get
fine
him.
next year, but you have to keep 3 rookies.
Correct.
So you'll eventually end up.
He already has.
Oh,
three.
I already have 2 for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Deshaun Kaiser and
Exactly.
Fournette. But
If you're
then-
going to keep 3, if you're forced to keep 3 rookies, you should sell out and get 3 players that are worth keeping.
Oh, I am. Yeah. Well, those 2 I'm keeping, and then so I just need one more rookie.
Yeah, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you have to keep a rookie keeper. That would just be bullshit.
No.
Blair Walsh.
Keelan Cole.
Young Ho.
Good God.
Get Young Ho. Just for the team name potential.
He will never change his name. That's what
He
he
could-
said.
He could be the one. That one Young Ho that we all talk about for the rest of our lives.
Jesus.
It's just too good to be true. Wrapping it up, we got Jason in the Benders Meatbag Parade against Scott riding Eddie Lacy as far as he can go, which apparently was just week 1. Seattle's second harvest. I'm not excited about either of these teams. Benders Meatbag Parade just got super lucky against me. And then we got AJ Green, Demaryius Thomas, Eddie Lacy, Jordan Howard,
Yeah.
decent. I like Jordan Howard. But, I mean, his bench, he can't really fill in that role,
No.
that flex. Like, who's he going to put in for Eddie Lacy? Who would you put in? Taylor Gabriel, Alan Hearns, Deshaun Jackson, John Ross, Robert Turbin, maybe?
Austin Hooper.
I would trade Austin Hooper for Mike Gillisley.
Who's the Mike Gillisley owner?
And put him in.
That would actually be his best course of action.
That's why I offered it, man. Please.
You're just trying to help him out, a fellow owner in the league.
Why don't you give him Colby Fleener on top to replace the tight end you're taking?
Well, if he responds to me, maybe I'll throw it back. But
That's a little much to give him. But
it's way too much. But
Yeah, if you
it's
want
I
Hooper.
want that man.
Hey,
Hooper's
shout
a
out.
scrub. Why do you even want Hooper, man? He's a scrub. He had one good game and you're on his dick. Like,
Because I saw him all last season.
garbage player.
I saw him all last season. Hopped on the train early. You watch. Number 1 tight end this year, Austin Hooper.
He could,
Austin should play basketball, Hooper.
but he probably won't be. I would be willing to bet you money that end of season, Zach Ertz has more points than Austin Hooper.
All right, well, you heard it here. First and last.
$1.
You don't want to bet
Whole
five?
dollar.
You should bet 5.
You want 5 on it?
5 on what?
Zach Ertz, my tight end.
Purely Zach Ertz. Okay.
Purely Zach. Not even the field.
Right.
Not even the field.
Correct.
Last year, I made a bet that Lamar Miller would be the number 1 running back at the end of the year. I bet the field. Lost miserably.
Ertz versus Hooper. Who scores more? $5.
Hooper.
Bet him right now.
Ertz.
5.
End of year. More points.
No, 100%.
Zach Ertz.
I would take that. Matt
I don't give a
Ryan
fuck.
versus fucking Carson Wentz.
If
I'll
Austin
go with Hooper.
It's not a bad choice, but if Austin Hooper gets injured tomorrow, I'm taking your money week 3.
He's not gonna get injured. He's a monster.
Well,
Come on now.
he did black out.
Did he?
How much did
Did
Ertz
you hear?
get?
Did you hear his post conference
How much
interview?
did Ertz get?
Points?
This week, yeah.
Oh,
14?
I haven't, since the points were adjusted, I haven't looked at it again, but he had 8 catches for like 93 yards,
So what, 39 points then?
probably like 200. Yo, shout out to the commissioner accidentally changing it to a full point PPR league.
Yo, Adam, we're going to get you on here. That's going to be our first guest of our show. It's the commissioner to our league.
Yeah, so Ertz got 8 receptions, 93 yards for 13.3 points. And I made the bet under the gun because I bet Hooper already has more points than that, going and checking.
Of course he does. Come
22.8,
on now.
2 receptions
Number 1 ranked.
for 128 yards and a touchdown. I made the bet already down, and I'm still going to finish on top because there's no fucking way
That's what
Austin
she
Hooper
said.
is going to do that.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna have a 2 for 80 stat line almost every game. I guarantee you. 2 for 80 every game.
You didn't hear what he said after the game, though?
No. What?
He's like, talking about the long pass. He's like, the ball was in the air for so long. I blacked out.
But he still
was up
caught
there
it.
for so long.
He catches balls when he's blacked out. I'm
Yo.
down with that guy.
Supernatural powers.
He
is
doesn't
what
even
you
need
can put
it.
him
Doesn't
under.
even need his consciousness to catch balls. It's crazy.
That is insane.
Wow. I want you to remember that thought right there when you pay me $5 at the end of the year.
I will. I'll black out when I pay it to you.
And I will happily take the money. But of course, if I lose the bet, then I will deny I even made it in the first place, erase the footage, and say I was jocking Hooper's dick the whole time. For the record. We can't trust Josh's memory, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm winning. But not an exciting matchup overall, just to be honest. We'll see what happens, but it should be an easy
That'll be a
victory.
blowout.
That'll be a blowout. And then Jason will feel way too good being 2-0 down in Las Vegas.
Julio Jones.
He's the one. I mean, that's week 2.
Deuces.
Who's your upset? Do you have an upset of the week?
Upset. I would actually. I might take. I mean, I know Josh isn't much of an upset, but they're only ranked 5 points apart.
That's what I was thinking
on
too.
the thing. So it's not much of an upset, but considering all the other matchups are looking like pretty much
blowouts
and standards, I see that one.
That's what I thought too.
Comeback hit as well. So
Watch me.
the season begins in week 2, as
With that W1.
I always say. That W1.
I want a W1.
Throw it in.
Get that 1W1. That matters most. Getting the W's. But let's remember, it's a long season. We got 14 weeks. 1 is in the books right now.
I'm excited.
We're going to be just fine.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
From week 1, was there anything that stood out to you guys? Just not even matchups or anything, but just from football,
Just lack of touchdowns.
A sick fucking play, lack of touchdowns.
Lack of touchdowns, early injuries. Kareem Hunt. I think that's week 1, right? In a nutshell.
There's a
I don't
fuckload of injuries.
Standard
None of my
fantasy.
players fulfilled their projections. Not even one.
So we're on track for the standard season for all of
Yeah,
us. It's looking
yeah,
like.
it's all tracking along just fine.
Let's go.
Fuck's sakes.
It's gonna be a good ass year. I'm pretty excited. I was just blown away at how terrible the Chicago Bears wide receiving core was. And now with Kevin White out again, they got nobody to catch a ball. I got their projected number one. They really have 2 wide receivers left. They got Bellamy and they got Kendall Wright. I got Wright on my bench.
I got Bellamy on waivers.
Yeah,
That's
I like
what's up.
Bellamy. I like that waiver.
I just got.
I don't, but I'm.
Yeah, I was gonna say he dropped. Did
It's
you see
not
his
bad,
drop
dude.
in the end zone?
He's someone.
He's
I'm gonna grab him. I just don't know if someone has him yet.
somebody's gonna get volume.
Someone's
I have
going
the
to
first
have him.
waiver this
Yeah.
week. So.
I doubt anybody has Bellamy. I'll look right now. Nobody's got Bellamy. Josh Bellamy. Available with the number 1 overall.
Might have to grab him.
He could be that one. He could be that one that just changes
He
your
could
team.
be that waiver pick.
The rookies.
Bellamy, the waiver pick.
The rookies.
Bellamy over Darren Sproles. Never thought we'd see the day.
Would you? I mean, the other players, you could get Nelson Aguilar.
That would
Jarek
be
McKinnon could
there's
rejoin the
number
West
one.
Side Jays.
There's a lot of options. This is my
Jared-
first waiver pick that I have acquired.
It's going to be tough. You think
He'll
he's
do nothing.
Yeah, they're not.
Ain't doing nothing. Fuck.
Fucking monster can.
You know, I'll also be top next week.
Tell me who.
Cam Newton, top quarterback in the league next week. Points,
Number 1 points quarterback. Who's he
I
got?
believe.
Who do they got?
Some shit team.
Buffalo. So I'm not sure about that.
You just vibrated the fuck out of my eardrums with that.
Oh, sorry. I was I was trying to.
Watch
know.
what he does to Buffalo.
Hey, that's a good matchup for Cam Newton.
All I gotta say is watch. I call it here first, and you'll see it happen.
You know what I'm concerned about is that he just might not have enough time because Bills can't throw it. All they can do is run the ball and keep that clock going.
Well, that's it. Maybe.
I don't know. Tyrod Taylor was having a decent passing day with Chris Clay and such.
Yeah, decent against the Jets. So now when you put him up against the Panthers,
Who's got the worst receiving? Or
The Jets.
no. Defense to reception to wide receivers.
it's 2 teams for me, and it's a toss-up. I don't care. Give me either one, the
New
Colts
Orleans.
or New Orleans.
Well, Gronk has New Orleans.
He should definitely
Do
get
okay.
points.
He might do okay.
He should. Are you worried about Gronk if he doesn't?
No.
What's okay in your mind, point-wise?
40 minimum.
All right.
And we'll end on that.
Overhype.
Oh, man. It's too good. Overhyped. Gronk, 40 points this week. You heard it here first.
Nah, he's gonna at least get 20.
Yo, he should.
I
Because he was
guarantee you.
balling out. He was getting targets. He'll do just fine. They lost Amendola. RIP concussions. That shit blows.
More targets. Hogan didn't get shit.
Brandon Cooks.
Hogan got some targets.
Hogan got 3 points.
Did he really only get 3?
Yeah, he got 3
points.
points.
Wow, watching the game, I thought he would have got more than that.
No.
Nope. Brandon Cooks had 2 pass interference calls. Plus, he would have had more.
He would have done
He
way
would've had a
better. Nobody's
touchdown.
talking about that
Targets.
either.
It's crazy. It's stupid.
I watched a
'Cause they were
compilation of
legit.
all of his targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PI, all the fucking.
Yep.
Get off me, bro.
2 touchdowns taken away.
Yep. So just wait for that. And he's gonna do it against New Orleans because he just came from New Orleans and
He's
Tom
gonna
Brady.
light them up.
Oh, he's been practicing against that defense for the last 3 years. He'll do
Mm.
just
Easy W.
fine.
I've been telling you. Watch Cooks 30 points. You heard it here first.
He's just gonna tell Brady everything he knows about that.
I just
defense.
predicted Cam 40, Cooks 30, and Jeremy Hill 20.
There's no way
Watch
you could
it
lose
happen.
this game.
Watch it happen.
This is your
Watch
week.
it happen.
Damn, with that confidence, I'm gonna
Fuck,
play
can
Keelan Cole.
I
Shit.
just forfeit against you?
If you're going against that squad, I might not play that squad against you. But if I do, you should forfeit.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, you're going to like this. I just looked this stat up just to know for sure. Who leads the league right now in dropped passes?
DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm sorry, who?
Dropkins.
Yes.
Is it?
No,
Yes.
it's not. Is it really?
It really is.
Oh
it really
my
is. That's why I
God,
looked it
I
up.
told you
Because I was
that.
thinking, I didn't see every single one of his attempts, but I was like, there's no way he fucking caught 7 out of 16 and didn't have more than 1 drop. He is the only player in the league to have 2 dropped passes. Many others
There you go.
with 1.
You heard it here first.
We
Before
created a
we got the
monster.
stats.
Created a monster, dude. That name.
DeAndre Dropkins.
Yaktown's finest.
Yaktown's.
Yaktown's finest. And it all kicks in. But in the same breath, he is also the receiver with the most targets.
By
Double-edged
far.
sword.
By far.
He's
yeah.
got 16. Oh, and then the next 3 have 13. Guess who they are? Guess who the next 3 are?
Well, I know it's not Antonio Brown.
Correct.
Uh,
You're never going to get it.
Stephon Diggs.
No,
13
Cohen.
targets.
I wish.
McCaffrey.
Who's getting
Actually,
thrown? What, Zach Ertz?
Cohen is tied for 5th
Is Zach Ertz
with
in there?
12. Nope.
McCaffrey.
Nope.
Okay.
They're
Tariq.
all wide receivers. Tariq is 5. Tariq is the first.
They're all
non-wide
receivers,
receiver.
Really.
The first 4
Wait.
are wide receivers.
13.
Pass attempts.
Targets. So Hopkins is at first with 16. The next 3.
Probably. What is his name? Dallas Clark or whatever. The tight end on Dallas.
Didn't Mohamed Sanu get a lot of work?
What is his name? Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark.
What is his name?
Dallas Clark, tight end of the
Hey,
Dallas Cowboys.
Tony
He wears a
Witten.
cowboy hat everywhere.
Jason Witten.
Jason.
Is it Jason Witten?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I gotta put some respect on Jason Witten's name. He's
Oh,
an
for
OG.
real.
I'm
Monster.
sorry, but how many did he get? Not even in there. He ain't even in there.
He's
Move
tied
on.
for
He
15th
got, like-
with 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
which
got
is
a lot of
what's up.
targets, yeah.
You guys just want to know? Do you want to?
No.
Yeah,
Do you want to know? You want to
No,
guess?
Give
us
us
the
a couple
teams.
seconds here.
I'll give you the
What
team,
team
and
they're
it still won't
meeting?
even be your first guess.
Okay.
Green Bay.
Green, yeah. Devontae Adams.
No.
What is that? Randall Cobb.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Randall
doesn't
Cobb,
surprise
yeah.
me.
Right. Everybody. I am, for the record, a hater of Devontae Adams, specifically because Randall Cobb's back. Love seeing this stat. Next guy. Who you guys got? Raiders. Should be easy.
What, Cooper?
Cooper.
Yeah, I saw him get a lot of attempts.
Next one here. Another member of Dak That Pass Up.
Beasley.
No, Williams.
No.
Terrence? No.
Oh, of your team.
Of my
your
team.
shitty
Oh, of your team.
My team.
Oh.
Dak That Pass Up.
Fitzgerald.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guess who comes immediately after Fitzgerald? Another one of
Who?
Dak That Pass Up.
Who?
Tariq Cohen, baby.
Oh, right.
12 targets, 8 catches.
How did all those targets do for you this week?
Watch the throne. Oh, he did amazing on my bench. I'll tell you what. He did work on that bench,
You
baby. If
got
it was a
lot of
tie, I was
targets.
winning the
How'd
bench
you
tie.
lose with, didn't you just say you had 68 targets in that week or something crazy? How'd you
Shit,
lose
if I
with
counted up all
68
my targets, way more than anybody else.
How'd you lose? How many? Let's
Jesus.
count them up. You had what at 16? DeAndre at 16.
DeAndre,
Tariq.
I got
Tyreek at how much?
13.
Tariq wasn't even starting.
Tyreek how much?
12.
13. Oh,
12.
okay.
20.
Fitzgerald with 13.
27? No, 28.
28.
Okay, and then 41.
41 between 3 players.
Okay, keep going.
And then going down.
Those are your top play?
Yeah, those are my top. I mean,
41 targets, probably more than my whole team.
out of that, I got
How'd
Marshawn
you
Lynch,
lose?
who
Probably more than
had-
most teams.
Right? How'd you
Jesus.
lose?
Right. Marshawn had 149. Zach Ertz had 8. Well, I don't even know his targets, but
What'd Gronk have?
target-wise, is he even on page 1 here? Nope.
What about Eifert?
Probably not many. Eifert had 1,
Just
remember?
kidding. We went over that already.
Wait, how did you lose?
Again.
Eifert only had 1 target. Rip. Oh, fuck. Here's a surprise. Jermaine Kearse, 9 targets.
Yep.
How many
7
yards?
catches.
He's on the way.
2 yards.
Let's not ask questions that don't
How
matter.
many yards?
Probably. I
How
don't
many
know.
No,
yards?
he got like 70
How many yards?
Did he really?
Yeah, he
Good
got
for him.
He had an okay day.
I want him to do well.
How
He'll
many
take
did he
over.
get?
I'm checking right now.
I don't want Jermaine Kearse to do good. He just prived us of
59.
wins. Actually, I told that, but 59 and 7.
Yeah.
That's some bad team stats right there.
Well, it's
It's the
because he's on the
Jets.
Jets.
He's
They're
l-
trying to lose. They are the 76ers of the NFL.
Those are all jump balls.
Oh my God!
Every single one of them.
Just
Jake
throwing it up there.
It's wild. We'll check these numbers next week again too. I bet I'll still be up near the top with targets because Hopkins is still going to get fed the ball. Fitz is still going to get fed the ball, and Tariq is going to score me at least 1 more touchdown this week.
You think?
At least 1 more touchdown.
That's what's up.
You guys got any final thoughts as we wrap up week 1? I'm psyched.
Oh,
Week
boy.
2, going to be better than week 1.
Yeah,
At the end
week
of
2,
it,
here
we're
we
all
come.
going to be 1-1 at the end of it.
More stats.
More stats.
I love it.
And speaking of stats, next week we are going to unveil power rankings. Deep dive into those stats. Be on the lookout. Power rankings to come next week. Follow up to come, guaranteed. Thank you guys. 3Dynasteers. We're out.
I love you.